Today on Forbes, meet the former banker who is now a private defense billionaire. On a Saturday last June, hundreds of protesters marched to an Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, detention facility in Portland, Oregon, and gathered outside the center. Then federal agents outfitted in tactical gear fired tear gas to disperse the crowd. 4 months later, in late October, a similar scene played out in Alameda, California, with agents firing stun grenades at a crowd of people protesting against the arrival of Border Patrol agents in the San Francisco Bay Area. Similar brutal scenes have been playing out almost every day in recent weeks in Minnesota. All of these confrontations have made national news for the use of force and continuing questions of federal overreach orchestrated by President Donald Trump. Incidents like these are happening more often as tensions rise throughout the country. Whether at protests and riots, or in military conflicts and when responding to active shooters, local, state, federal, and international governments are all boosting their spending on body armor and so-called crowd control products to equip their forces. Not surprisingly, the private sector is stepping up to the task. One such company is Jacksonville, Florida-based Cadre Holdings, which supplied the tear gas used in Portland in June and the stun grenades used in Alameda in October. Its tear gas has also been used against civilians in places from Mexico to Palestine. Its body armor, meanwhile, is worn by thousands of police, military, and federal agents ranging from the Danish Army to the West Virginia National Guard. The person behind all this is Warren Kanders, a former Morgan Stanley banker who has spent decades building up an arsenal of defense businesses, selling everything from protective bomb suits and body armor to holsters and crowd control products, including rubber bullets. He first started investing in the sector in 1996 and took Cadre public in 2021. He's since orchestrated at least half a dozen acquisitions, including 4 since the start of 2024. In October, speaking at the firm's Investor Day, the 68-year-old Kanders said, quote, "Protection today extends beyond armor and suits. It is about fortifying defense systems, safeguarding energy, and securing the backbone of critical infrastructure." So while the products used on the front lines get most of the press, Cadre is moving quickly into other forms of protection. In March 2024, it picked up radiation protection products maker Alpha Safety for $107 million. In April, it spent $90 million on Carr's Engineering, which makes robots, containers for spent fuel, and other goods for nuclear waste management, as well as nuclear medicine and energy. That nuclear safety business is now its fastest growing, accounting for an estimated 17% of Cadre's revenue, according to White Plains-based research firm CJS Securities. It's also a big reason why its stock was up by nearly 30% in 2025, as investors piled into nuclear stocks. The stock jump vaulted Kanders, who owns 28% of Cadre, into the billionaire ranks with an estimated net worth of just over $1 billion. Cadre believes the nuclear market could be worth between $3 billion and $6 billion, a big prize for a firm that as of last month was valued at $1.7 billion in market capitalization. In a phone interview, Kanders told Forbes, quote, "The nuclear piece is very fast growing for us." Pointing to the work Cadre is doing at the Sellafield nuclear site in the UK and with cleaning up nuclear waste in the US, he added, quote, "The businesses we own are focused on remediation, instrumentation, and other things related to nuclear, so we're just continuing to build that out." His push to diversify Cadre is now reaping rewards. The company recorded a $36 million profit on $568 million in sales in 2024, and its revenues in the first 9 months of 2025 were up by 13% compared to the same period a year prior. Nuclear safety sales drove about 60% of that increase, with the rest coming from growing demand for its other more traditional products like armor, holsters, and tear gas. For full coverage, check out Giacomo Tagni's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.